I am Michael Salerno. I have been on the Sewer Commission for 6 years, so for 2 terms. We have 3-year terms. I grew up in the town of Hingham. I went to elementary school here, went to junior high here. I also went to high school here. Following that, I've worked on a number of campaigns around town, locally, and around the state, and just have truly loved being part of the political game. I do live in Crow Point right now with my wife Nancy. We're expecting twin daughters in June, so it's a very exciting time for us right now. I became the chair in January of 2008, and my role changed significantly on the board. I took more of a lead on the budgetary items. I'm assistant vice president for Citizens Bank, so my passion is saving the ratepayers every dime I possibly can. My priorities have always been keeping our rates low for the ratepayers, while at the same time keeping our system running efficiently. We do have 13 pump stations that are run by only 4 full-time employees. We do that 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, for less than 1 penny per gallon for the ratepayers. So I would appreciate your vote in this upcoming election. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Coletti, 2 minutes for your opening statement.
Thank you. Peter Coletti. I've been in town 37 years or so, and I married a Hingham girl from South Hingham, and I have 3 kids raised in this town, some of which play with you. They're your age, and I'm from an excellent family. The situation is that there are issues in this town. The people outside don't understand the problems that are inside the sewer department, and there's a disconnect in the knowledge base of the townspeople understanding what is going on. And I don't enjoy the political game. I'm a retired firefighter in Hingham. I do landscape consulting for a living, putting together projects. I manage contracts. I manage people. It is what I do, so that there aren't issues. And I think that although the commissioners work hard, trying to get that done. I respect very much Mr. Salerno's work in that area. I think that my 45 years doing this, putting contracts together, managing people, will help eliminate some of the problems that are within this system that you folks don't know hardly what I'm talking about. And very briefly, a person was fired months ago, and summarily, and worked 8 hours, let go for being in his home for 5 or 10 minutes, to change clothes in the sewer department. I've delivered oil for a living for winters, so I know that smells get involved with you in what you do. And he worked that whole night, and the next day 31.5 hours total, and was fired for being out of the district, when in fact it's a flow district. There's not even an area district involved. It's a small example. I sent letters to the Journal, to the sewer commissioner, to the town council. The person was reinstated with 2 weeks loss of pay. And the person was happy to do it because people at the lower part of the totem pole, pretty easy to manipulate. I don't think that's right. There are all problems with maintenance in the systems, and the gentleman's right. You try to be equitable as far as time is, as far as money is concerned, but you have to maintain the system a little bit better.
Thank you. The first question we have, and to reverse the order, Mr. Coletti will be answering first. In your opinion, is the Hingham sewer system capable of meeting the demands of approved new development that will use it? And what challenges will such development pose once built? And you will have a minute. The
flow is controlled in the Hull district, the Ware River district. Hull has set the volume. It's not going to change. All it's been accounted for. You can't just go and add to that system. That water, all the flow in the Ware River district has been accounted for. And some systems aren't connected yet, but that flow is still accounted for. So that is not a question that's going to be debated. As far as the MWRA is concerned, they can take, as long as we're in the volume of area, the specific footprint of the MWRA, then they're able to take all the water that we have. We have issues as far as inflow, water coming into the system that has to be controlled. But as far as development is concerned, I wrote about this in the paper last week. You can check my email thing, and you'll see Facebook. I'm new to that, and you can understand, I've written about that in depth. Development is going to be controlled by planning board issues also. So an MWRA is not going to just let us expand without a very complicated process.
Thank you. Mr. Salerno, you have 1 minute.
Mr. Coletti is right in certain ways. The Weir River district is set by flow. However, we can have people tie into that. That would be through negotiations through the town of Hull. The town of Hull is always open to that. We have left it up to contractors to go to the town to discuss with them the possibility of tying in. The negotiations have brought it to a point where our rates would increase dramatically down there. So the board has not been willing to go ahead with any projects down there. Furthermore, in that district, to subdivide any of the current properties, you need to do something for public good. This was a big initiative that I pushed when I first joined the department to prevent overdevelopment in the Weir River Sewer District.
Okay, thank you very much. The second question is, hypothetically, if you had a close relative who was employed by the Hingham Sewer Department, how would you as a sewer commissioner handle the inevitable conflict of interest issues that would arise? And Mr. Salerno, you may go first.
Thank you. Obviously, when relatives are involved with a business, with a department you work with, there are going to be certain times where you're going to have to recuse yourself. I fortunately am not going to find myself in that position over the next 3 years, but it could be a concern to people, and I would certainly do my due diligence in recusing myself in any time I would have to do that.
Thank you. Mr. Coletti, 1 minute.
I agree with every word you said. That's exactly what you would do, is recuse yourself. And I do think that the public eye would be upon you with a relative. I think you've got to be very, very careful, very chary to do the right thing. Let nothing go by that person that was a relative that would be at all suspect of favoring that person in any way, shape, or form. And my thought would be to be harder with that person.
Thank you. The third question is, what will be the greatest problem facing the town in regards to its sewer system in the next 10 years, and what suggestion would you have for addressing it? Mr. Coletti, you may go first.
I believe you have me unawares, because I don't have the experience this gentleman has to honestly answer that question. From outside of my experience level right now, I don't know that I can tell you just what I would do in 10 years in this system. I think that I would pick the brains of knowledgeable people and engineers to see what the possibilities were and to better understand how the system works. And my experience so far, thusly, doesn't include having worked within the sewer system.
Thank you. Mr. Salerno.
The Capital Outlay Committee every year asks us for a 5-year plan. This year, the department submitted a 25-year plan at my suggestion, just to know what is coming up in the future. We do have 33 miles of sewer lines which were built in the 40s and 50s. They are apt to go down. We are going to have to upgrade them at some point. We have sewer stations that we have kept up running efficiently. We just replaced one down at Mill Street. We have one that is equally as old. And those are the concerns of mine. Keeping the stations up and running efficiently is the important thing. We take that on a 5-year basis. And right now, we're currently doing the station. We have a few other small projects, but nothing big within the next 5 years.